Let's take a look at page 3 of the workbook. This is a page that has a course schedule on it for the entire term, and you'll notice this is labeled for both CSC 200 and GPH 205, two courses that I teach online with exactly the same format. Here's something important for you. You can contact me 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. most days, probably not Sunday, but most other days. And you can use text or voice. Here's my phone number. That's a cell phone. And you can also use the dedicated course email address. Let's take a look at how the term is set up. I mentioned there are 4 units in the course. I've called the last week a unit also. And as I mentioned, 3 weeks, 2, 2, 2. The work is about 1/5 of the work of the course in each of the first 4 units. And the reason the first unit gets 3 weeks instead of 2 is that typically at the beginning of the term, some time is lost with books not available or people getting into the class late and just registering. So the first unit, 3 weeks, and after that, 2 weeks per unit. You'll want to get all the work of the unit done within the unit and submitted by the closing date of the unit. That's really important because there is a lateness penalty if you turn the work in after the closing date. But here's something important too. As you do the work in a unit and you complete an individual assignment, turn it in, because that will give me some time to review it and get it back to you. Once I get it back to you with feedback, you have 7 calendar days to revise and resubmit the work. So the earlier you get it in, the sooner I can get it back to you, and the sooner you can do the revisions and the resubmission to gain a higher score. It's optional to revise and resubmit, but you're wise to do it because you'll learn the subject matter better and you'll also get a higher score, most likely. And here's a little bit of additional information about those due dates. Every unit ends at 11:55 p.m. on a Saturday. That's kind of easy to remember, and I've got the dates for you set up on the schedule up above. If you turn the work in late, you earn only a maximum of 70% of whatever credit you might have earned on that assignment. So it pays to turn things in on time, but if you don't make it on time, it still pays to turn them in because you still can get credit for them. And you still will be able to revise and resubmit. When you turn it in, regardless of whether it's on time or late, I will critique it and send you back written feedback. And from that point on, you have 7 calendar days to revise and resubmit. I will email out a reminder 3 days before the end of a unit, but if you would prefer to have communication come to you in a text message to your cell phone, then just let me know what number I should text it to, and I'll put it onto a list, and I have a mechanism by which I can broadcast out text messages, and I'll send out a short little reminder, and that reminder may jog your memory about the upcoming close of a unit. Since I send that out 3 days before the end of the unit, it's a little unfortunate if you really have forgotten that the unit is closing, because 3 days is going to be a little bit of a sweat to get the work done for the unit. It's really important, especially in an online course, for you to plan the use of your time in such a way that you don't fall behind. Our 10-week terms are short anyway. It's easy to fall behind. But since you don't have me browbeating you in person in a classroom, it may even be easier for you to just say you'll do something later and then put it off and then wind up with too little time to do it. So, as with any class, you'll have to pay attention to what is going on within the unit, and you'll want to finish the unit by the due date.